Hello friends, this is Sundareshan, your compliance guru. This series we are dealing with issues that business persons face as they are running an enterprise. So the first question that we saw in the last video was the entry. And for entry, we said it is innocence of entry. And the question that runs in any entrepreneur or business person's mind is, what would we do that other organizations can't or won't do? So this is where the type of entity plays a very important role. Basically, there are few types of entities that a person can set up. They are sole proprietor, partnership firm, limited liability partnership, private company, an unlisted public company, and a listed public company. So when I said innocence of entry, now many of the business persons before entering may really not do their homework and would look at someone else, peers or friends, who have been successful in a particular type of entity. The most common is the private limited company. Now, between a limited liability partnership and a private limited company, the big difference is if the business person needs to borrow money from an outside source or look at a initial public offering a few years later, then between these two entities, the LLP and the private company, the preferred route is always a private company. So what do you do to set up a private company? Simple. All it needs is a pen. Now when I said pen, you have two ways of signing a document. One is the pen, the other is the digital signature certificate. Now the role that pen plays becomes very limited after setting up a private company. So what is the role of this pen? It is to sign an application form to procure a digital signature certificate. Going forward, I will be referring it as DSC. An application form, an identity proof, and an address proof. A passport size photograph. This is all you need to get yourself a digital signature certificate. And in the normal course, if your documents are found to be right, you get a digital signature certificate in 24 hours to 48 hours. Now what do I do next? Once you procure the digital signature certificate, you need to procure a director identification number. Now what is a director identification number? Now this is a number allocated to every person who is interested in becoming a director or interested in setting up their company by becoming the first director of the company. So what are the documents that are required for a director's identification number or a DIN? An application form, an identity proof, an address proof, and this application form is in DIR 3, which the person has to sign. Can the person do all this by themselves? The answer is an yes and a no. A digital signature certificate, you may need a middleman or a service provider. A director identification number or a DIN, you may log into the portal of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, create a login address, and you can on your own make an application for a DIN. But there is a small catch. Like most other things, this also requires, a DIN application also requires an introduction or a reference by way of a resolution passed by the sponsoring company, in which you will be appointed as a director. Now, if this is going to be your first company, what do? We will come back in the next video to handle how to go ahead with a DIN application on your own. Stay compliant, stay fit. See you soon.